Good morning, afternoon, evening, YouTube. My name is Kenny. Thank you for checking out this channel. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is putting together the bottom end of the 2005 Yamaha Banshee. I almost said 1992. All right, everyone. Thank you for checking out this channel. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so that as I upload videos, you'll be notified and you can follow me in more real time. Share this video. It also helps out that YouTube algorithm. But right now in this video, what we're going to be doing is start to put together the motor. So in the last video, you did see that we got the cases done. We got them Cerakoted. We port matched them to the new gasket that we have for the new top end. Top end is going to be discussed in the next video. We're going to be doing an unboxing. But right now, what we're going to be doing is getting these cases together, but we're going to be putting all this hardware in. All right, everyone, so here's everything that we have. We have the bottom end down there, cleaned up, Cerakoted, looking good. We have the top end up here, Cerakoted, also looking good, but we have it port matched. I did jump the gun and I put this seal in there. Don't yell at me for that. But what we have here is all the parts that we took out. Shift forks, we have the clips for those. We're going to make sure we put assembly lube on everything. We have the shift drum. We have that little itty bitty, what is it, a little rubber stop. It goes right here, actually, inside of that motor. So you'll see it goes right here. Now, if you wonder why the motor has two different looks to it, this side is going to be exposed to the elements and all that grease. This side is right here where the stator is going to go. I didn't need to go all crazy and Cerakote that, so I didn't worry about it. But back up here, drum, forks. We do have the shift pin, or we have the clutch actuating arm. I might take that apart, or I might just Cerakote that and clean it up so it looks a lot better, because I don't like the way it looks. We have the oil plug, that breather hose, the two circ clips that hold that, and then all of my bolts that hold the top end together. I did illusion orange powder coat them just to give it a nice little different pop to it. And then we have all cleaned up bolts right here, and these go to hold the bottom end on. These are all already coated, zinc coating, and looks great. So we should just be able to get this thing back together with no real problem. All right, YouTube, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get this upper half out of the way. We're not going to be using it quite yet, so we're going to go ahead and set it up here, just sitting here out of the way. We're going to focus all of our attention on the bottom half for right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the shift drum back in there. Now what I'm going to be using is some engine assembly lube. I'm not really going to be shy with it. I'm going to just use it. Bearing in there is pretty dry right about now, just because we've taken it out and cleaned it. And so first piece is in there. Next is we're going to get the shift forks. So over here, the two shift forks go on this side here, which is the rear, and the single shift fork goes in the front side. So I went ahead and my clips are off, but we're going to make sure we remember which side goes on where. So this one's going to go off and sit here, and then this one's going to go off and sit here. And get us a little bit of lube on here. And slide it through. But we're going to stop a little bit through there. And the one that came off first is going to go in. And we're going to do the same thing for the one that came off second. It's going to go in next, but it's going to go all the way to the end. And it's going to slide all the way into the little area here. There's like a little notch, if you can see that. See, it slides all in, the whole thing. But since we have that in there, we're going to go ahead and take the clip, put it on the top, and it should easily just press in. I'm just going to use these pliers here because they're soft, and just give it a little press down there, because though it's soft, it's harder than my finger. There we go. So that one snapped on. Everything's able to move, as you see. Then we're going to do the exact same thing with this one. As you see, this is the way the pin's going to go in. Go ahead and get the pin out. Grease it, start it in, and push it on through. The same thing with the other clip. The other clip's going to go in there just like that. Once again with my pliers to just push that in. There you go. All of it's in there. Everything's able to move, as you see. All right, so right now what we're going to do is just close up our lube, set it over here, and we're going to just put some gasket maker. Well, what we're going to put is some anaerobic gasket maker is what I'm going to be using in this. It doesn't tack up. It will stay wet for a long time. I don't really know how long. However, what it will also do is easy to clean up, and when you sandwich it in between the two cases, the lack of air is what will create that's when the gasket will start being made. So, right here, this leads to the outside of the motor. We're going to make sure we seal that up. We seal the transmission area as well as the crank areas. But if it goes to the outside, we want to seal that. But this right here does not go to the outside, so we don't really have to stress over that so much. But let's just go ahead and get it on there. No need to watch me do the other side, but we're going to do it off camera. All right, so here we are, back on. Both case sides, upper and lower, have been tacked up real good. We have our one selection of transmission, and it's going to go in here. As you see, it's the bigger side that has the sprocket on it. So we'll put that on there, and we'll go ahead and put our new gasket on there, or a cleaned up gasket. Then we should just set that right down on top. All right, so we have our two shafts. Primary, which we're going to go ahead and get in there. We're just going to make sure the fork lines up with the one shaft here. Let me clean this out real good. That doesn't look clean. So we do have that looking a little bit better. We're going to go ahead and get that in there with the shaft lined up. So that's in there. And then we're going to get the secondary one in there. Same thing. We're going to make sure it lines up in there. But first, we need to make sure I put our retaining clip in on this side here. Right. All right, so one thing you don't want to forget, there is a retaining clip over here, as well as there's going to be one on this outside groove here for the new crank. All right, so we do have a +4 HotRods crank. We did put some grease in the bearing on this side as well as the other, but we're going to go ahead and get it dropped on in there. I'm going to slide this over just a little bit. So make sure the seal goes into the groove. And as well as on this side, seal in the groove and the retainer is in there. So that's it. We're going to go ahead and get the upper half on. All right, just so we're all clear, There is a dowel back there that I do have some anti-seize on, as you can see. And there's also one up front here that keeps everything in alignment. So both of those are in there with anti-seize on. Now we're going to close it up. All right, so we have it on the side. We're going to go ahead and get the bolts on the bottom. And let's go ahead and put that back in as well. All right, so we're gonna go 18 foot-pounds on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All that's done. Back up on the side. We're back up on the top. Now we will get the top things in. We should be getting close to being done. Now these is the orange hardware that I powder coated. And I also powder coated these stays and things black here. So this is the clutch arm or cable stay. We'll go figure there's one bolt that I missed out of the rest of them, but we're going to go ahead and just get these in here for now. Now the arm would go back in there, so I am going to decide if I'm going to powder coat that, but you all are going to have the fast forward version. Alright, so we're going to put the neutral block off in there. A lot of people upgrade or change them to the aluminum ones. I don't really think it's necessary for what I'm going to be doing, because I'm going to be putting the DRW case saver over here. So the Cerakoted 14 is on, DRW. Alright everyone, so here we are. We're going to be getting really close to concluding this video. We have the motor sitting right here behind us and what we've done to it. I told you all I was going to get the condensed version of what I was going to do with those missed bolts. And I was going to get the camera flipped around really quickly, go over the whole thing one more time as far as it's going to complete in this video. And then I'll be linking everything that I've done. I'll be linking all the products that I use and all the tools that I use down here below in the description section. So here we are. One thing, I am going to link the Harbor Freight table, because everyone asks me, where did you get that lift? And it's not necessarily a lift. It's a lift table meant for working, but I can use it to lift quads with no problem. Cerakoted the cases. They look great. We have a 4 mil right here, HotRods. We also use the C7700 Cerakote on here. Illusion orange is the color that I use to powder coat all the hardware. Black right here is used just the jet black. Over here the DRW case saver, as long as a sprocket, which is a 14 from Banshee Joe's or Joe's Banshees. I can't think of which one it is. I'll post the title. Anaerobic gasket maker, cleaned up really good with just a little bit of like brake cleaner. Went along absolutely amazing. But overall, this looks good. All right, everyone. So in the next video, what we're going to be doing is getting that top end put on. I'm going to do an unboxing of it, kinda. And then we're going to get that all installed, get the top end on, decide what head that I'm going to go with, and as well as shop for some side covers, as well as the lockup side as well. So if you enjoyed this kind of content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I do have my hybrid sitting right here in the background. I might be doing some changes here this weekend. We'll figure out how that goes, but not to the hybrid. But let me just quit rambling. If you're interested in the Cerakoting process of this bottom end, check it out right here.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take